Hi guys, Lewted host here with another dank stream. I think my microphone's a bit too loud, so I'm going to turn it down just by a bit. That should be good. So now it's at the same volume as the game. Today I'm going to be talking about the Sassanids because I just started a new campaign with them. I'm still working on my Tanuka campaign, but it's going to take a while to get the amount of money I need to win it. I'm just going for a minor victory with that campaign. With the Sassanid campaign, I'm going for the minor and military victory. Cultural victories are nice, but I don't really have any plan to do that yet. So I just fought a battle against the White Huns off stream, and then I had to go. Just put that up because I just realized I have to fix some of these buildings. Can't fix that. Can't build anything. No, so it doesn't really matter. When the Sassanids start, they have bad infantry choices. But I will admit that Armenian spears are much better than the Persian levy and pagan band. Pagan band are just numbers. You technically don't need them, especially if you're going up against the White Huns, since they have Kingless Khandas and Ur warriors at their disposal. I think they get Kingless Khandas earlier than Ur warriors. So I saved it right before I decided to fight this battle. Right now, in this campaign, I started it about 6 turns ago. I mean, we're in turn 6. And I decided to declare war on the Eastern Roman Empire because, as always, they start off fairly weak early on, but then around like turn 20, you'll start to see them grow in number. As Assassinids, we don't have the best starting game ourselves, but we're going to have access to Sogdian warriors next turn, which is good. However, I don't have any buildings that support them yet. I might be able to get one. Yeah, I'm going to be able to get one next turn if I build the levy camp. Could go into Sogdian warriors, Persian scouts, Persian hurlers. Persian hurlers, I think, turn into Armenian slingers, if I'm correct. Then we can get the raiders as well. We have options, that's all I'm saying. Griv Panvar, Cataphracts. Good unit. I put them in my unit guide. We don't need elite Dalamite infantry, that's for sure. But there's a lot of things that we do need that we don't have access to right now because of the Sassanid starting position. We don't have a lot of military options. Most of our buildings are like food and stuff. And then of course the White Huns are a pain in the butt because they raised one of or two settlements under my my puppet state's control. One of them have gotten it back. Sovereign Cataphracts. Okay, so I can get Sovereign Cataphracts really early on. Don't want that, that's for sure. So anyway, I got distracted. Oh, okay, that's where we get my infantry from. Basically, this got raised and this got raised. They haven't gotten this back, but this faction got this. They'll probably have to rebuild. Oh yeah, this got raised as well. No territory up here got raised, which is good. In my White Hun campaign, I raised everything, pretty much. Anyway, let's get into this battle. And I will fight it because even though it says that we have a good, clear advantage, I've actually had instances where we've lost. Our cataphracts are damaged, but they can still do a lot of damage. So basically, I'm also finishing up the unit guide. I had to rewrite some of the stuff for the Sassanids because I found out some new things about them. I've been trying out some new things in the campaign against the White Huns, and I've realized that cataphracts do have a distinct disadvantage, and that is in prolonged fights, obviously, but also against superior numbers. Like, the cataphracts that I'm using have to really pull out as quickly as they can, because if they get overwhelmed or get hit in the rear, they die a lot quicker than melee cav do. Now, for some reason, when you do Alt M, the music doesn't come on, even though it's supposed to. And that was weird. So what I've realized, actually, I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, that works. What I've realized is in Attila, you definitely want your spears in front, because what happens is if you don't have your spears in front, and the enemy does a frontal charge, not with cataphracts so much, but with melee cav, they can stay in there for a much longer time. With cataphracts, it's very dangerous, but with the melee cav, they can stay in there for a long time. And don't simply believe that these guys can tackle cavalry, because they can't. They're not really good at tackling cav. I rely more on my cataphracts to do that, and then I support with infantry so that they don't get overrun themselves. Doesn't work all the times, and it hasn't really worked well against the White Huns, but it does work if you know how to do it right. I definitely need better spears though. That's why I'm getting the Armenian spears and more money.
We face only Romans. We must match their stupidity with stern resolve, their sullen stubbornness with courage. Men, I promise you that we shall be victorious if we do. We can break these fools and send them scarring back to Rome.
Melee cavalry at your command! Riders, move out!
Another thing I've noticed is when you're doing rear charges, or basically charges in general, you definitely want to be careful when you go into wedge. Wedge is basically useful against other cavalry. It's useful if you're trying to penetrate and then fall and then try to go through a unit, but it's not always useful, and it's definitely not useful if the units are in a very thin formation. It's useful when units are in this formation, but in other cases it's not. Now, in a situation like this, shock cavalry cannot frontally charge spears and expect to win. If these guys weren't braced, however, you could, and I don't think a lot of people realize that, or if they realized it, they don't really believe it. Anyway, I'm gonna speed the game up because we don't have all day. I right now have Persian bowmen, good units. It's hard for them to tackle the Spet Zion archers though, because they have 70 missile block chance. But these guys are really good against non-Hunnic armies. They're fairly good for supporting spears and tackling cavalry, and they're fairly good at causing hit point damage and, of course, damage in general. And then, of course, you have the mercenary Persian brigade. Unfortunately, they don't have a lot of health, and I don't really bring them that much. In fact, I don't even think I've ever brought them while I played as Assassinids, because I don't play as the Assassinids that much. I rely more on Dilemma Infantry and Immortals. Immortals are like the only spear units that you can bring with Assassinids that you'll really want to have braced. Most of the time when you're fighting cavalry, you definitely want to counter them with melee cav, because if they survive, like usually cataphracts rely on the charge but melee cavalry don't. So if they survive the charge and you follow up with a spear unit, you basically trapped a shock cav unit. But you always have to be careful of the charge bonus on them. It's really hard to counter shock cav. They're pretty good. Oh, those are Persian scouts. So now we're charging into that. These guys aren't going to really survive. They actually might now. I should have pulled these guys out. I should have pulled them all out already. And then all we have to do really is just I'm actually gonna go for the general because I have an open window too. My pagan band are getting massacred as they should. Actually, put those guys into wedge. Bring my general around. These guys are gonna trap these bodyguards. I'm gonna charge into the back of that unit, and everything looks pretty good right now. Unfortunately, the Persian brigade got a few kills. I'm gonna focus on the units that are fairly blobbed up.
The enemy is attacking our general.
The general's practically dead, or he should die soon.
Enemy units have been rallied.
I could go to whistling shot, but I don't want to. Alright, he's dead.
The enemy general is dead.
And the rest of the battle is just mopping them up, really. An ideal Sassanid battle, really.
The enemy are losing their advantage. Godspeed good. We are moments away from victory.
I got a fair amount of kills on my Persian bows. That's okay. I forgot that I still have a mod on. I should take it off when I can. I'm hoping that I can get rid of these pagan brigade because they're the reason why I'm starting to struggle against the Huns. I've basically killed Kingala, which is the king of the White Huns, and the rest of the hordes should be destroyed soon. But just in case, I kept the army that defeated his nearby.
At your command. Kill the cowards! I will trouble the world for Persia. Besieging settlement! At your command. How may I serve Persia? We fight for you, my lord.
I wonder if I can bait this army from not going to Amisa, because I just captured it, so I can't reinforce it, but at the same time I can't do anything much. Yeah, I can get Kurdish archers. Actually, are Kurdish archers better? They're better in melee than Persian bowmen. I know that much. Oh, they have a better rate of fire as well. Okay. We can aim towards that. Well, let's see what happens.
Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord. How may I serve Persia? At your command.
Most of my provinces are good for the time being. The new ones that I just got, not so well, but the others should be fine for now. We just have to focus on making money and making sure that we can get new units. Because I'll definitely need Sogdian warriors against the Eastern Roman Empire, but right now I have access to none. I don't really have access to any real units. I only have the Armenian spears because I teched up, and the Pagan Brigade, which I'm getting rid of. So that's another White Hun army, a White Hun horde, I should say, that I missed.
You should welcome an offer of trade. Your lands will profit.
I've been noticing though that my Rome 2, Shogun 2, I think just Rome 2 and Shogun 2, that those games, whenever I play a campaign, have been crashing. So I have to verify their cache. Excuse me. I have to verify both and see if there's a problem. Chances are there is. The Tunicids are now going for the Eastern Roman Empire. which they should be able to take fairly easily. I can see now why they didn't go for... Yeah, that makes sense. They didn't go for Emesa because then Antiochia would have been left wide open. Let's focus on this first. I have a lot of food. I'm not going to destroy any of these buildings because I'll need more. I can change this to that. But then I'm in a pretty bad situation still. Okay, so I did get the Sassanid warriors, but I can't use them yet. So we'll have access to this instead. Actually, let's just stay with that. Because noble estate would be good. This we don't need right now. We're good with food. Or we should be good with food. The White Huns are up here now. But this army's been battered pretty badly. I really need better units. I'll just go back to Spain. If I upgrade this, I can get Sassanid warriors. That's too far away from here. But I don't want to keep... Oh, we might just get it anyway. Who knows? The Huns might come down this way. Even then, we'll need good spears. But we have Armenian spears, and then we can just get bow units as well. Although I can't remember where you get them from. I'm pretty sure it's a capital military building, not a city, not a town building. The one thing I like the most about the Sassanids is that they have the best foot missiles in the game. Actually, I think they tie it with the Lakhmids. So they have good skirmishing options. Good foot skirmishing options. Horse archers always have a better rate of fire than the foot units, but the Sassanids have numbers. It kind of synergizes with the shock cavalry, but not too much. I wonder if I can take Antiochia. Chances are I can't, so I might have to hold back and then get better units like Armenian spears.
For you, my lord. None will escape.
We'll give it a try. Chances are they won't attack us unless they have another army here. Again, I have to wait a few turns. Let's see if I can build anything else. I have a courthouse here, which is good. I didn't upgrade that yet. Okay. Here I can build something. Oh yes, I have Persian bowmen. And I can get dynamite warriors. Now, I like the fact that they have access to offensive and defensive infantry. But I feel that as Assassinids, you kind of want to gear yourself towards offense. Just because defensive-wise, your best choice is usually the mortals or Armenian spears, depending on what you like. Armenian spears and the bows or Armenian slingers. Persian bows / Kurdish bows and Armenian slingers. Those are your good defensive units. Especially the slingers because they have good range. But of course, it's not going to protect you from the Huns' maneuverability. And so that's why I believe you should take the fight to the Huns. But who knows? Here we can build... well, we're kind of low on food. Oh yeah, I built that because I wanted the money. 65% is pretty good. We'll hold off, because I don't think I can build anything. Let's see what happens. Oh, I can still assign a governor, that's right. There's probably going to be a rebellion by this point. But it's okay. We can handle it because the Eastern Roman Empire is going to be at war with the Huns. And by the time that they actually have a force, we'll have a force as well that can tackle them. Sogdian warriors are already good units. Dynamite infantry are good units. The shock cav are second to none, really. And what else? Oh yeah, we also have good skirmishing options. I think the Eastern Roman Empire will tech up late to armored Sagittari, so we'll have that advantage. It's just the melee cavalry that we'll never be able to beat. Scout equites are bad, but at the same time, they can still get equites promoti. And those are a pain in the butt to deal with, especially if you're trying to do frontal shock cav charges, because the AI has changed a lot. In Rome 2, you can the AI wouldn't countercharge your cavalry because of the fact that I don't think they did. They might. I haven't played a Parthian campaign, but I did play the Armenian campaign, and I had a lot of success because they didn't countercharge my shock cav.
Attack!
So we will be able to take Antiochia. But we're gonna have a rebellion, which is fine. We should be able to protect ourselves. My plan isn't to raise any territories unless we absolutely have to. Would we need food? Yeah, we do need food. Like, it's a tough one. Could go for fishing jetties. No, I'd rather get food. We'll focus on trade later.
We fight for you, my lord. Ready for orders.
Right now, the White Huns are still dangerous,
Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord.
so we have to be careful. Again, we can't build anything.
At your command.
If I sack Melitene, that really doesn't do anything, but I'm gonna do it.
This settlement for you, my lord.
I'm gonna do it because I can't leave this province unattended, and I can't take this province yet.
Honor and great
However, I think I
glory.
can. No, I can't.
We fight for you, my lord. I'm afraid we cannot.
I think we'll, with that amount of money, we can build something. Now, what do we need here? Don't need anything except money. Maybe a religious building will do for now. But alas, I can't build one. That's alright, we'll wait until next turn to build one.
My lord.
That's good. Missile attack range. That brings up the range past 150, although it doesn't show. It brings it up to like 162 or something. Actually, I think it brings it up to 165 since it's by 10%.
My lord would have me propose a treaty between us. I will go further and humbly request such a thing.
Okay, we'll do that.
Your wisdom.
We'll do that because we're going to have to fight a lot of factions on our way anyway. This army might have to be defeated on the field instead of having them come to us because they're just going to raise a lot, or raid a lot, not raise. Thankfully, the White Huns only raise 3 of our territories. When I played the White Huns campaign, I was just sacking and raising everything. Speaking of which, I was actually going to do another Hun campaign, but I remembered that I didn't even do a Sassanid campaign. And so I thought to myself, okay, I need to do a Sassanid campaign so I can update the
Do not
guide.
look for an answer to my words at the bottom of a wine cup. Your luck.
Politics-wise, we're fairly good. Maybe I can bring up our standing a bit more. Food shortage in Syria. Probably because they're rebelling. Let's do this. We might go for this as well. Kurdish archers. Unit that I would need. Actually, I don't need Kurdish archers. Persian bowmen should be good enough to tackle the Eastern Roman Empire. As for the White Huns, we just need better infantry to hold up against the King Lascandas. In this case, I think all they're getting now is Exina spears. They can be tackled fairly easily by shock cav because they're light, but they can't be braced. Usually, when spears aren't braced, you can tackle them the same way as infantry with shock cav. It's just melee cav that have to be very careful with them. Because when you try to pull out, that's when the problems arise. How much food do we have? Not too much. We'll do that. We can go for Dynamite Warriors. I'll hold off on that for now. We have a lot of food, so this shouldn't be a problem. We'll go for this as well, because we need the public order. Politics-wise, we're respectable, that's good. I'm not looking for... Well, I could look for a wife for this guy, and I could always get a political marriage to this guy. We'll give it a try. It would kind of... I think it would bring us up to powerful, but it wouldn't really matter at this point. Like, maybe the public order would be a problem. Still, we're in a fairly good position. The Sassanid campaign, initially, it's very easy. Or fairly easy, not very easy. I have to be careful with my wording. Over here, I haven't done a Lakhmid or Himyar campaign. I've done all the Slavs. I've done the Franks, Langobards. I've done the Franks, Langobards. Oh, you didn't have to do that, my friend. We'll join in. Franks, Langobards. I haven't even done the Alamans, Burgundians, or the Saxons. So I've done 2 of the 5 barbarian kingdoms. I've done 3 of the 5 great migrators. I just haven't done the Goths. I wanted to do an Ostrogothic campaign, but I really need to get this Sassanid campaign going because I give a lot of Sassanids hate. I give the Sassanids a lot of hate, sorry. And I think it would be best if I tried to actually do their campaign, get a better feeling for them, and hopefully find new tactics with them. Because right now my tactics with them can be counterproductive. If you try to use them on the flanks, well, you know, doing that against the Huns is a bad idea because it's easy to isolate shock cav. Cunning, that would be good. Don't worry about it. So right now we're in a very peculiar position. I can get Persian bowmen, and that would definitely be helpful in this case. Time to go back up here. I really wanted Sogdian warriors, especially against the Eastern Roman Empire. Dynamite infantry are better against the Huns because they have good defense and good defensive stats. We could settle for Severan cataphracts, though. We could. But I still would need infantry, and that's the problem. 2,000, 2,500. Persian. No, we wouldn't need that. But still, we can go for the cataphracts. It's better than going for Dynamite infantry. We can build that. Down here, we can finally build what we need to. Oh, I already did. That's right. But we can build something here as well. We could go for a bazaar since we have pretty good standing. But what about the Sogdian warriors? I can get that next turn. Might recruit a few. Try to tackle the White Huns because it looks like they're gonna try to raise this area, and I don't want that. I have 1k left, but there's not much I can do at this point that I haven't already done.
Ready for orders.
I think if the Sassanids had better melee cavalry, like melee cavalry that could actually fight against other cavalry.
Would have me propose a treaty between us and
If they had better melee cavalry,
We come to speak words of strength. Your go.
then I'd feel much better. And I did note that in my guide. I said that the Parthians are probably laughing at them because the Parthians had good melee cav. It's true that they didn't have the best melee cav like Pontus kind of did, and maybe even Bactria if you look at it at a certain way. But what I feel is that the shock cavalry are only good for one thing, but because of their charge bonus, you can put them in numerous situations where they can be very cost effective, even though they shouldn't be. They like shock cavalry have a bonus versus cav, which is fine, but the fact that they have that and a devastating charge bonus, I don't know, I'm against it. In Rome 2, shock cavalry weren't overpowered. They were stronger than they were in Shogun 2, but they weren't overpowered. Okay, I can get Sogdian warriors.
We fight for you, my lord.
I might just keep one pagan band.
Our lord needs good fighters.
3 spears is good. I'm assuming that the White Huns will have a lot of cavalry, but still having, maybe having 3 would be good, and then having a unit of Armenian spears, because I still have good bow units. I don't want to forget that. Okay, most of my money is actually it's actually coming from my satrapies. That's pretty sad. Most of it. So without my satraps, I wouldn't have this much money. Is there one faction in particular that's giving me? I don't think you can tell. Yeah, 6,000. Because I know if you have your capital, it's 3,000. Taxes 6,500. Satrapies are 6,600. So yeah, technically my they're still giving me more money.
Two things always smack.
How may I serve Persia?
Let's get some Armenian spears going. Maybe just 2.
Requires noble men.
Start building that.
Ready for battle.
Over here I do have to wait. Right now we're doing fine. I don't think I can finish this campaign today because I'm really busy. A lot of things have come up, so I have to take care of that, but I'm definitely convinced that I can finish this campaign within the month. I think they just sacked it. If so, we're gonna go up and support, make sure that they don't actually raise it, because it's okay if they sack it. Of course it hurts my economy a bit, but if they raise it, then you have to go back and do everything all over again. And the White Huns are notorious for doing that. Actually, it's more the Huns. The Huns get growth from doing it. So the Huns can get a lot of growth early on that helps them when they're going to like turn 20, turn 30. And I'm talking about a person's campaign, not the AI, because it doesn't matter for the AI since they'll get a bunch of hordes anyway. Alright, now I have Savarin Cataphracts. That's good. Well, apparently we have no, just a small one, but it's still going to hurt our economy a bit. Grifenvar cataphracts are good, and I did put them in my unit guide. I think I said that. Armenian slingers are over here. Looks like I'm not getting them anytime soon then. I don't think we'll need Armenian slingers. Armenian slingers are definitely useful against the White Huns, although they're not good against the Spexian archers.
Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord.
I'm hoping that they have more cavalry because I can't handle their cav anyway, but my bow units can. So
We fight for you,
Let's hope they do. I can get 12 Persian levy. Oh man, that's nasty. Persian levy are of course not good, but if you're desperate, you can recruit them, go back to your province, make them our Armenian spears, and go on your way. In my case, I don't need them. I don't need you. No. So now we're at +6. Alright, I can actually move now. I don't have to worry. I will have to wait a while until I can upgrade this, but that's fine. I might just make that. Squalor is not a big deal for us right now.
At your command.
So far, the Romans haven't been able to fight back, so we still have an advantage. It's this faction right here that I'm a bit worried about because nobody's actually tried to fight them. So I'm gonna ignore Cappadocia, which is Caesarea, Eusebia, Trapezus, which is up here, and then Miletus. Although that's actually not a good idea, because if I ignore that and I try to go for Miletus anyway, I'm gonna run into some problems. What I'm gonna do, because we need to really put pressure on the Eastern Roman Empire, is start trying to tackle them as quickly as possible. If we tackle them now, then it's going to make it harder for them to make a comeback later on. Whereas if I wait, because I believe that this faction is going to attack me, you know, they'll just make a comeback and I'll have to deal with the Eastern Roman Empire. Maybe I'll have Armenian spears, but maybe I won't, so I'll have to be careful. I haven't even upgraded these guys yet, so that's a problem. We're going to take it, and then we're going to work our way. I didn't even know this guy had 6 cunning already. Or does he? He should. Yeah, he has 6 cunning. How did he get 6 cunning and he's a level 3? Humble. Okay. Oh yes, the wife, that's right. She has 2, she gives 2 cunning. And he already had cunning from this. I almost forgot. It's because of his wife, technically. I could change it to that, but I don't have any food. Right now, food is a priority. We'll deal with religion when we get Trapezus. I can't move too much here. On second thought, if I don't, again, they'll just be able to make a comeback.
Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord. Ready for orders.
If we take Tarsus, we can still make our way here, but I'll need another army. I should have actually had this army, which is my king's army, up here already, but I guess I delayed. Why? I don't know. And then this army is going to deal with the White Huns. So everything's fine for now. Wait, why do they have 37 defense? Usually it's lower because they're offensive infantry. 37 from 34. Oh, it's not that much. Couldn't be because of... That would be good. And you're on the front lines. What do you have? That's good. That's fairly decent, and that's good. So I'll just, if my king doesn't have anything, or my Shah, as he's called. Yeah, I can. No, we'll just stay with what we have. Might just give you this because it would help us out. That's about it. Now this campaign is going to get really boring really fast. That's why I'm kind of going through it and see how quickly I can get bored. I'll have to restart Attila anyway because I have a mod going. I can't just disable the mod in the command and then try to play a game because it probably won't work.
Our merchants are welcomed across all the world for the wealth they bring. Why should your lands be any different?
Now Himyar is one of those factions that I'm very divided against. Himyar is a good faction to play as, but you have to really, really understand them. And when I say that, I mean seriously. Understand them, because Himyar can go two ways just like every other faction. But unlike the Tanukids, if you go like with Jewish, if you go Jewish, what ends up happening is you get a certain amount of units. If you stay pagan, you get a certain amount of units. It's the same thing with Axum, but it's really serious with this faction because of their units. I'd have to do a stream on it. I can't just say it right now because I'd have to look at their roster again. Anyway, guys, I'll be right back.
Ready for battle. How may I serve Persia? At your command. Laying siege to the settlement. My lord.
We fight for you, my lord. How may I serve Persia? We fight for you, my lord. At once!
Ready for orders. Ready for battle. Our lord needs good fighters.
Ready for
We take this settlement for you, my lord! Yes! Ready for orders. Waiting for more orders. Get moving! March! How may I serve Persia? Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord. At once. Surprise will be our advantage.
Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord.
Ready for battle.
Now, just got back, and I realized that my ambush failed, and we're in a pretty bad position too, because, well, actually no, they're kind of worse. It's more of a forest, more forest terrain, and the Huns need mobility. Of course, technically in a fight, cavalry don't do well in forests, but it shouldn't matter. So we have our typical corps of Persian bowmen. They're deployed over here. This is kind of a ambush deployment. Why they're like that beats me, but spears in front. These guys have, I think, a 50 missile block chance. 20 attack against cav, fairly good. Again, expert charge defense kind of doesn't work too well. It definitely doesn't work in prolonged fights, I've noticed that. It only works for the 30 seconds. If it worked for like the entire fight, then spear units would be overpowered. But then again, spear units have been weak for the past 2 games, so who knows. I still don't have Warhammer. I did buy Warhammer, but it doesn't run well on this laptop. I think I said that a bunch of times. My best infantry units are always behind. They need to be protected the most. Okay, let's fix you guys up. Can't remember how to increase the file or rank of a unit. I think it's this. No, it's not. That's the next unit. I think it's... well, I can't remember. Yeah, it's the arrow keys. Unfortunately, my arrow keys are actually broken, so because of N++, so I'll have to do this manually. And because there's no, it's not like Shogun 2 where it's right here. I need room so that the Soldian warriors can be effective. That should be good enough. Not my best attempt, but it should do. General right here. These bow units are practically useless, but I'm bringing them anyway. Now we're attacking, so we have to win by beating them. Now they don't have spec Zion archers, which is good, but they have the step-mounted bows. They're the weakest bow unit that the Huns have. They still have a good rate of fire. They have like over double the rate of fire, but unfortunately, the rate of fire does cap at a certain point. I think it caps at 7 seconds for reloading. Actually 5 seconds for normal shot, and then 7 seconds for flaming and heavy shot takes 7 seconds. Normal and whistling shot take 5 seconds. That's what they cap at. I don't remember, actually I don't know what rate of fire you have to have, but for the Huns it's pretty much the same of 175 or something. And so technically they cap out very early. These guys not so much. None of them have experience, which is weird because I thought I used these guys. But anyway, 51 missile damage is good though. I won't lie.
Armenian spear! Double time!
Unfortunately, these guys do not have Parthian shot. They can fire while moving, but they don't have Parthian shot. The Huns, of course, have Parthian shot on all of their horse archers. Their melee cavalry that have bows don't, though, so that's kind of a win. Still, I believe that most of the Huns' killing power should come from their bows and not their melee cav. If you want good killing power with melee cav, the Alans are the way to go. They're also a nomadic tribe, and they don't have the same rate of fire as the Huns, but it's fairly close. Actually, let me quickly... Pretty sure I can... the Honga has it up, like their rate of fire. Like, I mean their shots per minute, not rate of fire. Their shots per minute is 9 shots per minute. Compared to Persian bowmen, I think that's pretty good. I think these guys have about 5 or 6 shots per minute. The lowest I've seen for bow units are the longbows, who have 4, roughly 4. Takes like 25 seconds for them to actually shoot. So around 20, maybe 23 seconds of actually waiting. 23, 24. But I mean, it's a longbow, so they have more range. I think it's a good thing that archers in this game outrange almost all slingers. Because in Rome 2, it was kind of disturbing how all slingers had the same range, and then all bow units, except the elite ones up until the nomads. Not even the nomads. The nomads, and then Cimmeria.
We have sighted the enemy.
And the Eastern factions had 125 range. The Eastern faction's basic archer unit has 150. So does the nomads, but they have 40 damage. Let's set up right here and start pushing forward. Usually, if you can separate the cavalry from the Huns early on, the AI usually does fall for it, but if you can do it and get them to fight your spears early on and get defeated, what happens is when the infantry come, you'll have an easier time of rear charging them and not having to deal with them and cavalry. Because the Huns' horse archers are like the most dangerous aspect of their entire army. But in this scenario, they also have a good number of melee cav, so you have to be careful with that as well. Oh yeah, I almost forgot my cataphracts. If you click on this, you can zoom into the unit. I could tell because they weren't moving. So in this situation, the archers are trying to aim for my bow units, my bow cav. But they're also going to end up coming into my bows. Now because there's cavalry over here, These guys are gonna stop moving. He does have a unit of javelins. It's fairly problematic. I could beat these mounted tribes people. Fairly good unit early on, but not good overall. So the cavalry come in, and this is where expert charge defense would be useful. Contrary to popular belief, though, it obviously doesn't work. I mean, they aren't losing yet, but they'll start losing soon. I actually don't even have to charge. It looks like my bow units are helping out fairly well. I'm trying to get these guys to move back. Now, this is where my Sogdian warriors would come in. It looks pretty good, actually. These units aren't here. These guys are engaging the cavalry. And like I said, the AI is notorious for being really easy to separate. This unit took a beating, but they did well. Now I can easily flank with the units I have. I can push back this unit of mounted bows. And now I can go for the infantry, which is good. These javelins only got 12 kills. Bowmen are doing really well. Where's my other cav? Oh yeah, it's over here. I can go here. This unit can go here. I'll probably just try to go for the general as well. No, my Sogdian warriors are being outnumbered, so I have to hurry up. But they're doing really well, and they should be doing well. The one in the middle is taking quite a beating. Everything should be a-okay. Whoa, that shouldn't have happened. These guys should have been over here already.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Bows are trapped there, but we've already got them, so it doesn't matter at this point. My Sogdian warriors survived long enough, and these two did fairly well, but the one in the center was outnumbered pretty badly. Just have to get rid of this unit of bows and we should be fine.
The men are broken and running for their lives.
And that's pretty much it. But yeah, Sogdian warriors are really good. Have to go through that unit. Also, I don't know if a lot of people know this. Let me just pause it really quickly. If you're dealing with a unit that has low weapon damage and low attack, you can obviously pull through them with ease. This unit took no casualties pulling through this unit of slingers. And I'm gonna do it again over here. Where are these bow units? It should have been over here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The rest of the units should be routed with ease. Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, then there's this unit came back. We'll just chase after him.
Happy horse at your command. A glorious victory will soon be yours.
They almost came back. So Sogdian warriors, in my opinion, are more beneficial to the Sassanids because they're the only reliable offensive infantry unit that they have. The White Huns have Ur warriors, and then they have the balanced Kingless Condos. You know, with the Sassanids, they don't have those options and have to resort to either using defensive Armenian spears or Kurdish archers, who have good, fairly decent melee stats, but good range and accuracy and rate of fire. Unfortunately, I didn't get the general, but I can still get him.
At your command.
After Kingla died, there's going to be no more Kingless Condos, because by the time that the White Huns get access to their tier 3 main chain building, can't remember what it's called. I think it's the yurt. By the time they get to that, we'll probably destroy them. In fact, I think we'll be able to destroy them before that, because that's going to be my second horde.
When I speak, I look for honest answer. I thought more.
And I've actually been streaming for over an hour, and I didn't even realize. Should be studying. But I like this much more. Oh, we did defeat the White Huns. Alright. That's pretty much it. Now we can focus completely on the Eastern Roman Empire. Because we need a number of territories we have to keep. Actually, we're almost there anyway. We have to keep 10 puppet states. I only have 9. I can get another one though, so I'm not too nervous about that. We haven't even hit turn 20 and we're in good standing. We're in turn 15. 5 more turns until Attila becomes king. Attila is born.
Ready for orders. My lord. None will escape.
I wonder.
Ready for further orders.
Actually, you know what? I think it would be best to just...
Ready for orders. Let them cower before our might.
Well, let's see. I should be able to win this using auto-resolve, but I might not. Okay. Fair victory. I'll take it.
At your command.
Primarily because we get to advance forward. As we stand right now, that's not a good idea. We'll keep this as well. Good for sanitation. But we really need food. We'll just get fishing jetties. And then get Soldier warriors here as well. But yeah, as it stands right now, we need food over here anyway. I'm going to need another army before I try to advance so I can protect Syria. Maybe this as well. But by the time I make an army here, it'll probably go positive anyway. We're doing pretty good. But I'm not keeping my hopes too high because I'm not a big fan of the Sassanids to begin
We
with.
fight for you, my lord. Ready for battle. Wipe them out!
It's funny because in neither of my campaigns have I used Palatina. Or maybe that's not too funny, I don't know.
Ready for orders.
Okay, we could push up here, but again, I still need an army here. And right now, I've overcommitted. I might just have to keep this army back, even though it has the units necessary to beat the Eastern Roman Empire. Right now, it seems that the Eastern Roman Empire is losing on that side, but I don't know.
My lord.
But like I said, after this stream's done, I'm definitely updating the Sassanid part on my Attila guide. Because I've actually delayed it for so long because I wasn't sure if it was good enough or not. But it doesn't matter at this point. It's long overdue.
Your people are widely admired. I hear. I offer this in my lord's name. I think.
And then I also have to update the part in the Danes sub part because I finished that campaign too. It's such a shame though because I haven't done the Norsemen, like I haven't updated the Norsemen either. But the Danes are practically the same as the Saxons. In fact, the Saxons have more choices than the Danes do. That doesn't make sense. The Geats have thrall
I
units.
respectfully ask that you consider opening your eye hand.
And of course, the Jutes have huskarls. It's only the Jutes and the Geats that you actually want to do in a campaign. If you really like the Danes, you'll like the Saxons even more because they have the same units and more. And of course, the Saxons are the only Norse faction, or actually, they're not even Norse really, but they're the only. They have the Norse build, Norse units, and they have shock cavalry. Like that's double the power. The Danes just have the basic, the very basic Norse build. In all reality, they don't have any real specific units. The only reason I don't like the Danes, I might have to write that up when I'm talking about them. What did I need here? I needed food, but I also need a religious building. I think I'll just get fishing jetties, then go for holy brazier. Because the longer I hold out, the worse this gets. Mira and Iconium. If I wait any longer, they're just going to build an army. Right now I have the upper hand, so I should definitely start blitzing my way through. I'm going to hold that. Holy brazier here as well. You can convert this, I'll do that. Still have a lot of money, so I can make another army. I still have this faction. I can make them my puppet state. And then that would secure the 10 puppet states I need. Then all I have to do is just make enough money. But then I'm still gonna try to go for a military victory so I can get the cinematic. It's funny because I can go this entire campaign without fighting the Huns. It's just the white Huns. But chances are, if I go to Thracia, which is over here, I'll have to fight the Huns anyway. But in my Garabantian campaign, I didn't fight the Huns at all. In my Axum campaign, I didn't fight them either. I've never really seen anybody on YouTube do like the Tanuka campaign and get a military victory for them. I've seen a bunch of Tanuka campaigns, but never the cinematic. I'm assuming it's the same for every other desert faction.
For Persia.
Anyway, I'm gonna save it here. I was going to continue the stream. I did want to like play multiplayer battles, but I think it would be better if I just get replays, because I have stuff to do as well. I have to send out an email and some other stuff. I am hoping that I can finish this Tanuka campaign. I might be able to finish it today, who knows. I could finish it today, but I'm lacking the money to do it. Well, I'm going to try to do it. I only have 8 turns until the minor victory is achievable. With that being said, guys, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this small, not small, but lengthy and prosperous campaign. Obviously, I have some work to do as to understand the Sassanids, but I will be updating their part on my Attila guide. Again, guys, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this stream. Bye, guys.